Good evening everyone, and welcome back to Adam's Land, to the second instalment of the Disney World Attraction Bracket 2018, which was created by Disney Dan, so thanks to him, and Theme Park Tube. Go check them out at www.themeparktube.com. So in the last video you saw us assess the first 32 of the 64 attractions in this opening round of the bracket. We're now into the second 16 matchups, the second 32 attractions. So without further ado, let's get started. Match number 17 this is. We go straight in with one of the big hitters straight away, which is the Tower of Terror at Disney's Hollywood Studios versus the Astro Orbiters at Magic Kingdom. Well, you've never been on Astro Orbiters, have you?
No, but it's just like Dumbo.
It is a bit like the Dumbo rides, but it's obviously set in Tomorrowland. It's the rockets. They're situated above the People Mover in Tomorrowland. They're one of the iconic sites of Tomorrowland in the Magic Kingdom. Is it a ride that you think you would enjoy?
Yes.
Really?
It's like you're flying in an actual, like...
In a rocket, okay. Tower of Terror. Tell me about that.
Nope.
Nope. What do you mean nope?
Because it's scary.
It's scary?
My heart's like it's gonna burst out into flames.
Okay. But it never has done, and you've been on Tower of Terror 3 times now. Twice in Orlando and once in Paris. So I would say Tower of Terror is obviously a vastly superior attraction. And the reason being is there's a lot more involved with Tower of Terror. While Astro Orbiters is an iconic site in Magic Kingdom in Tomorrowland, the Hollywood Tower Hotel is also just as iconic at Disney Hollywood Studios. When you get there, I mean, the amount of detail they put into that hotel, that attraction, you go through the lobby into the service elevator, you know, the ride itself, it's such an exhilarating thrill ride. One of my favourites in all of Disney, if I'm thinking about it. So, you know, the cast members' costumes, everything is phenomenal. And I know you only want to choose Astro Orbiter because you get scared of Tower of Terror.
Yes.
But you've ridden Tower of Terror 3 times, and in fact, we have some proof right now that the last time Ebony rode that ride, she actually quite enjoyed it. Check this little snippet out.
You are about to discover what lies beyond the 5th dimension, beyond the deepest, darkest corner of the imagination,
Hold my hand.
in the Tower of Terror.
Hold on to that. Here we go. No, it's not that scary, see? We're going to go back up.
Back to those of you who made it, and a friendly word of warning. Something you won't find in any guidebook. The next time you check in a deserted hotel in the depths of
Actually, that's not too bad. After you fall up and down once, it's like not too bad.
It wasn't too bad, was it? Okay, so I think it's fair to say Tower of Terror has to win because even though you say you don't like it, you secretly enjoyed it last time.
Only
and
because it didn't make me scared after it. But
okay,
I mean, like at the first part.
But you have to admit, it is the amount of detail and everything.
I'll have to say both.
Well, only one can win, and I think Tower of Terror is a vastly superior attraction. So for that reason, we are going to say, and we do know Ebony secretly enjoys Tower of Terror. She does. We're going to say Tower of Terror wins the first matchup of this second video in the Disney World Attraction Bracket 2018. Okay, matchup number 18, which is Enchanted Tales with Belle in the Magic Kingdom versus Journey into Imagination in Epcot. So, Ebony, what would you say?
I'll have to say Enchanted Tales with Belle.
Enchanted Tales with Belle.
I've been there before, and I've been the actor of the dad before.
The actor of Papa?
Yeah, Papa.
Belle's Papa. Okay, yeah. If you've not experienced Enchanted Tales with Belle, it is probably the most fun of all the character meets you can get at the parks. And the reason being, it's not just a character autograph session and photograph session. It's not just meeting Cinderella or Anna and Elsa and queuing up for what can seem like forever to meet Cinderella and Rapunzel or Anna and Elsa at Magic Kingdom. With Enchanted Tales with Belle, you get to go into her papa's little workshop first, and you have some of the other characters there like Lumiere, and you basically, it's interactive. You have some of the small kids are picked out from with their families to play specific roles in the retelling of the story of Beauty and the Beast. And the young kids, not only do they get to meet Belle, have an autograph, have a photo with her, they also get to reenact the story with Belle, which is, it makes it more fun. As an adult, a parent sitting there watching a young Ebony play Belle's papa locked in the dungeon at the Beast Castle. It was really great to see, and the kids loved that interaction with Belle. Obviously, they still get their moment with her to have a photograph taken. They get to act with her. It's really, really fun to watch, and it's something that I hadn't seen before at any of the parks until we went in 2014 and experienced that attraction, and it was great. Journey into Imagination at Epcot, I absolutely love. Or maybe I should add a past tense to that. Loved. I loved the original one in the 1990s. I love the character of Figment. I never want Figment to go away. Figment is part of Epcot. But what Disney have done with Journey into Imagination, it's not as good as it used to be. If anyone from Disney's watching this, please change it back to what it used to be, because it was far more fun. I know it was slightly dated, but when you used to come off Journey into Imagination and you went into the room upstairs which had the rainbow tunnel, and then you had all the interactive stuff, it was so much fun. I've got a lot of love for Journey into Imagination still because of my memories as a child going to Epcot, but in its current incarnation, I would say it is not as fun. And so for that reason alone, I'm going to go with Ebony on this one, and I'm going to say Enchanted Tales with Belle, especially if you've got small children. Enchanted Tales with Belle is a better attraction than Journey into Imagination, and that pains me to say that because I did love Journey into Imagination. On to the next matchup, the Triceratops Spin at Animal Kingdom versus Expedition Everest. I think that's a pretty easy one for both of us. I'm going to say it's Expedition Everest. It's a great ride, great fun. We always enjoy it, don't we?
Yeah. And there was lots of bubbles for some reason. Lots
of hair bubbles, yeah. People seem to chuck them out on the ride at the bit where you stop and then go backwards. Spoiler alert.
It's a weird bit funny.
Yeah, it's funny. But yeah, Triceratops Spin. It's a ride more for the younger children. Have you ever been on it? Did you not go on it the first time we went to Florida? I think you maybe rode it the first time.
I think.
Yeah. But it's your standard kids ride, no different to the Magic Carpets of Aladdin or Dumbo or Astro Orbiter. It's just a dinosaur version of that basically, whereas Expedition Everest, great theming, good fun, exhilarating, runaway mine train roller coaster type of ride. Yeah. Really good fun. So Expedition Everest wins this one, hands down. Okay, the next matchup is the Barnstormer at Magic Kingdom versus the Kali River Rapids at the Animal Kingdom. Ebony?
Kali River Rapids.
Yeah? Okay.
Because it's all nice, and when you get splash, it sometimes feels like you're all nice and fresh.
You think it's fresh? Okay.
Fresh.
So, I wouldn't say it's fresh, but I mean, I know what you mean. It's on a hot day, it's refreshing if you get wet.
Yes.
Although, let's face it, most people hide under a poncho if they can. So, yeah, the Carly River Rapids is good fun. I love the burning forest smell when you get up the top before you come down. It's maybe not as fun as the River Rapids rides that you get at other Florida parks like Universal Islands of Adventure, the Popeye one, or Busch Gardens. But I would say Carly River Rapids is still a good, fun ride. The Barnstormer is a small roller coaster for children in Magic Kingdom. It's okay for small kids. They might appreciate that more than getting soaked on the Carly River Rapids. But yeah, we've both agreed.
Yep.
Carly River Rapids wins that particular matchup. Okay, so this brings us on to matchup number 21 of these 32 matchups. This is Mission Space at Epcot versus Primeval Whirl at the Animal Kingdom. I already know which one I prefer by a long shot. Ebony.
I like Mission Space.
You do?
Yeah.
Yeah, why is that?
I like Mission Space more because, like, you could press all these buttons. I don't like pressing people's buttons.
You like that, okay.
Like people say.
Yeah.
And I like it because it has like cool, like, you know.
Yeah, you like the theming of it.
Yeah.
What you're saying, yeah, okay.
And I like pressing buttons.
Okay. Right. So I would say, yes, I would agree with Ebony. Mission Space is a vastly superior ride.
It pulls you back.
Primeval Whirl is your typical sort of...
It spins you and hurts you.
Yeah, it's your typical funfair, roller coaster. They've got one down Old Town, which is very similar. It's just, the roller coaster that spins round on a very small, narrow track. Nothing exciting. It hurts. I mean, you come off that ride.
When you spin or go sideways, it hurts.
Yeah, when you come off that ride aching, the whiplash isn't fun. Whereas Mission Space, good theming, good fun. It spins you again, but the spin it's an illusion, if you like, which gives the G-force effect, as if you were actually blasting off into space. It used to be called Mission to Mars, now it's called Mission Space. It's good fun. Try it. There's two different modes on Mission Space. There's the easy mode and I think it's green, and the orange or amber mode, which is more extreme with the spinning. We went on that one, didn't we? Mm-hmm. Yeah. They used to provide sick bags and say it could be quite nauseating. I don't think we didn't feel that, did we? Yeah, it made you feel a bit funny, but nothing too severe,
Yeah, it was fun.
Yeah, it was good fun. And you loved it when we came off that ride, didn't you?
Yeah.
So Mission Space wins that one quite easily. Okay, moving on to the next roundup. We have the monorail at Walt Disney World versus Big Thunder Mountain. Okay. I would say, this is a bit of an unfair matchup, really, in my opinion, because I would never class the monorail as an attraction. Where do you draw the line there? Because the monorail is just a transportation mode from the car park at Magic Kingdom or at Epcot to Magic Kingdom or Epcot. It drops you off at a couple of the hotels as well. For context, the shuttle buses and minivan hire are not classed as attractions, so is the monorail really one? That said, I do always get this amazing feeling when I'm about to board the monorail, this excitement that I'm about to enter one of the Disney parks, usually the Magic Kingdom. I do love going on the monorail from the Ticket and Transportation Centre. But yeah, obviously in comparison to Big Thunder Mountain, it just doesn't compare. What do you think?
Yeah, I agree.
You agree?
Yeah.
Yeah? So yeah, Big Thunder Mountain wins for you?
Yep.
Yeah, Big Thunder Mountain is the best mine train ride of all of the ones at Disney, I would say. It's just, it's good fun. It's been one of your favourites since the first time we went.
Yeah.
Yeah, the monorail is iconic at Disney. But then, to me, so is Big Thunder Mountain at Magic Kingdom. So, as an attraction, Big Thunder Mountain wins this one. Which I feel bad for the monorail, because I do like the monorail, but there we go. One has to win. Okay, So the next matchup we have in this first round is the Swiss Family Robinson Treehouse versus Dumbo. What do you think?
I think I have to go for Dumbo.
Well, Dumbo is the only one you've experienced, really. Isn't it?
Yes.
You've not been on the Swiss Family Robinson Treehouse.
It looks boring.
Yeah, Dumbo. There's. I think I'm right in saying there's 2 different Dumbo rides at Magic Kingdom, both side by side, just to keep the queues down. You know, because it's popular with the young kids. So, again, you know, standard young kids ride, similar to the Astro Orbiters, similar to Aladdin's Magic Carpets. A Dumbo ride, yeah, basic, simple, fun for the kids. Flying in an elephant, why not? The Swiss Family Robinson Treehouse. I've experienced it a few years ago now. I wouldn't experience it again. Basically, I mean, as an attraction, it's probably the most exciting attraction in all of the Disney parks, if I'm being honest. It's basically, the moment you step onto the Swiss Family Robinson Treehouse, you're in a queue to get back off. And that's all it is. It's basically a walk around attraction that takes a lot longer than it should, a lot longer than you would ever wish for it to be. Yeah, you're basically queuing to get back off. It's just one giant queue, themed queue. You know, you can do that for so many other rides at any of the Disney parks. So I would say, without shadow of a doubt, even though it's not a strong ride, Dumbo is more fun than Swiss Family Robinson. Okay, our next matchup is the Haunted Mansion versus the Main Street Transportation Company. Now, I didn't even know that the Main Street Transportation Company was considered a Disney attraction. I always thought it was something more for viewing pleasure more than, you know, certainly I wouldn't have considered it a ride. It's just a little cart that goes up and down Main Street. It looks nice, you know, it's a nice theme when you first get into the Magic Kingdom to see it up and down Main Street. I would certainly miss it if it wasn't seen on Main Street. But yeah, I mean, in comparison to the Haunted Mansion, I think that's a no-brainer for both of us, isn't it? Which do you prefer?
The Haunted Mansion.
The Haunted Mansion, yeah, by far. You know, the theming and the queues. When you first get in, and the pictures, you know, that,
the books,
and then when you get on the ride is just fun all throughout, isn't it? Yeah, even if it breaks down from time to time, the ride is still fun throughout. So the Haunted Mansion, by far, a vastly superior attraction over something that just, you know, a little car that goes up and down Main Street, and a few people sometimes sing and wave on. Yeah. Okay, next matchup in this first round is Prince Charming's Regal Carousel, which was formerly Cinderella's Royal Carousel, versus Splash Mountain. Okay, the Regal Carousel, a firm favourite with my mother. She loves that ride, and I can't say she's overly enamoured with Splash Mountain, but this is obviously mine and Ebony's choices right now. Ebony, what have you gone for?
Splash Mountain.
Splash Mountain, yeah.
Because it's all wet. And wet rides are fun.
And wet rides are fun indeed, yeah. So,
you know, it's our favourite.
Yeah, you're right. I would say Splash Mountain for me is easily in my top 3 favourite Disney rides of all time. To me, I don't know why, it epitomises Disney for me. It's a good length ride. It can be a good length queue, but it's a good length ride, Splash Mountain. It's good fun. You know, fun for all of the family, and I can't recommend it enough. You know, as a love fun ride, Prince Charming's Regal Carousel. I like the history of it. I think it was last year when we went to Florida. It was 100 years old. Obviously not purely at Magic Kingdom. It had been in 2 other locations before that, I believe. You know, so it's a ride that certainly stood the test of time and has got a lot of history behind it. But yeah, Splash Mountain wins hands down in terms of excitement, in terms of theming, exhilaration, and overall fun. So yeah, Splash Mountain wins that one. Okay, on to the next matchup. We have Rock and Roller Coaster at Disney's Hollywood Studios versus the Magic Carpets of Aladdin. I think this one's going to be pretty straightforward, but let's check them both out now.
Yep.
Now, I'll confess to saying I've never been on the Magic Carpets. You have.
I have.
And you've also been on Rock and Roller Coaster, which I've been on many times.
Compare the difference. I already know which one I want to say.
Go for it. Tell us.
Rock and Roller Coaster.
Yeah?
Yeah.
You like that one?
Yep.
And you weren't so sure about it, were you? The first time you went to ride it in Paris, you were like, I mean, this is obviously Disney World we're talking about, but the first time Ebony had a chance to ride Rock and Roller Coaster was when we went to Disneyland Paris. But you chose not to then.
Because of how fast it was at the beginning, I just don't like it.
Yeah, you were a bit scared, weren't you?
Yes.
And then obviously 8 months later, you braved it in Florida.
Yeah.
Yeah. And am I right in saying you loved it?
Yep.
Yeah, one of your favourites?
Yes.
Okay, so yeah, so this one wins hands down for Ebony. I can't really comment on the magic carpets of Aladdin, having not ridden it, but having been on similar rides such as Dumbo, such as Astro Orbiter, I think I know exactly what the magic carpets is like. You know, once you've been on one of them, you've been on all of them. Rock and Roller Coaster, amazing fun. I remember hearing last year that their contract with Aerosmith is possibly running out and they might be looking to do something different with that ride. I hope that doesn't happen because it is brilliant fun at Hollywood Studios, and it fits in, you know, Hollywood Studios, you know, a music studio, rock and roll. For me, it works. I know, you know, rock and roll and Aerosmith aren't strictly movie related like Hollywood Studios is supposed to be, but it still kind of fits in. I don't know what else they would do with that, unless they made it into some sort of Monsters Inc. themed ride or something like that, which is, you know, possible. But as it is at the moment, as Rock and Roller Coaster with Aerosmith, I love that ride, and it wins hands down over the magic carpets of Aladdin in our eyes.
Yep.
Okay, we have 6 more matchups to go. The next matchup, we have Dinosaur, which is in Animal Kingdom. That's not my dino. Versus the Indiana Jones Epic Stunt Spectacular in Disney's Hollywood Studios. Okay, so which do you prefer?
Dinosaur.
Dinosaur?
Yep.
Because?
I go with Dinosaur because it's a fun ride. You can see what's happening.
If you can see what's happening. It's a bit dark. So, yeah, it's a difficult one for me. Usually I would go with a ride over a show. In most cases, I prefer the exhilaration of going on a ride. But, I don't know, Dinosaur is a ride that I've never fully got. I don't think it's overly exciting. It's a bit weird, the whole that's not our dino kind of searching for a dinosaur. Yeah. I remember you didn't like that ride the first time you rode it. You know, you found it a bit scary. You were only young and it was loud and dark. Indiana Jones Epic Stunt Spectacular, it's never changed, you know, since the first time I went to see it in 1991. I don't think it's changed at all, but it's good fun. It's great to see those stunts being acted out and performed on a daily basis. I'm hard pressed. I think I would still have to go with Dinosaur, but it's a bit of a weird ride for me. It's not one that is one of the better rides in Animal Kingdom, as far as I'm concerned. It's okay, you know. I don't mean to dissuade anyone from it, but it's not a ride that I would say is a strong ride at Disney. But Dinosaur in this case goes through to the next round. Okay, so we have next the American Adventure, which is at Epcot, and the Carousel of Progress at Magic Kingdom. I'll be honest, I didn't even know American Adventure was an attraction at Epcot. I knew there was a pavilion there where you could grab a coffee or something like that, but I didn't know there was ever an attraction there. It is a show type attraction documenting the history of America. Ebony and I, neither of us have been on this attraction, so we're not really able to offer a valid critique of the American Adventure right now. Carousel of Progress for me is a bit more historical in terms of, well, in Disney terms anyway. I believe the Carousel of Progress at Magic Kingdom is the original one that was at Disneyland when Walt first built that, and it was transported to Orlando eventually. I could be wrong, but I believe that's the case. Carousel of Progress is the animatronics, and it does move a little bit. It's not a ride, it's more a show. So this is show versus show. What do you prefer?
Carousel of Progress.
Carousel of Progress as well. So yeah, I think we both agree on that one. Neither of these two are ever going to win the most exciting, but Carousel of Progress, I know there's a lot of love with Disney World fans for that particular attraction, and I can see why. Okay, so we have just 4 more matchups left in this first round. We have Test Track at Epcot versus Finding Nemo the Musical at the Animal Kingdom. I think I know which one I'm going to go for, but I'll go for Ebony first. What do you want to go for?
Test Track.
Test Track. I thought you might. What do you like about Test Track?
Well, about the Test Track, you get to make your car with a person.
You design your own car, yeah.
Yeah. And you get to drive your car.
Well, you don't drive it yourself. You sit there while they go through the tests.
Yeah.
So you're a crash test dummy, essentially. Or that's how it used to be. It's not
like,
now. But,
we still.
Yeah.
And there's games there, you know.
Oh yeah, afterwards, yeah, in the car
games.
showroom, yeah, the car showroom and a few games
You
that
have
you
your
can play.
band on it.
Yeah, you use your magic band to play a few of these interactive games, don't you? So yeah.
And designing it.
Yeah, the designing part is fun. It's more interactive now than it used to be. Test Track used to just be a crash test dummy. It was fun, but they've changed it a bit now where you get to make your car in the queue, design it. And these games that Ebony was just talking about with your magic band, it remembers your design of your car, and that's what you get to drive around afterwards in these little games in the post-ride showroom. Yeah, Test Track, I would say, is a more fun experience for me personally. Nothing against Finding Nemo the Musical, it's a great show. I appreciate all the effort that the performers put in. But yeah, I would say if I was in Orlando right now and I had to choose between one of those two attractions, Test Track would be the one. Okay, we're on to the next matchup. 2 attractions at the Magic Kingdom. We have Space Mountain and the Mad Hatter's Tea Party, which is the spinning teacups. Ebony?
I'll have to go with Space Mountain.
Space Mountain, yeah, I would agree. I think I said in the previous video when I was talking about the People Mover that whenever I go to Magic Kingdom, the first 2 rides I always look to do, if I can, are the People Mover and Space Mountain. Yeah, they're always...
They're always the first 2.
Yeah, and in fact, when we went to Magic Kingdom last time, we had a fast pass for Space Mountain first thing in the morning, and when we got there, the ride was actually still closed. It hadn't operated yet, had it?
No.
And we were literally right at the front of the queue, so we were kind of the first couple of people in, weren't we?
I was at the very front, second,
Yeah.
Sure.
Yeah, so it was good fun to be in there before the queue started to build up. We did queue later on in the day, as it was one of our last rides that day as well, wasn't it?
Yeah.
And we queued for quite a long time for it. But yeah, I love Space Mountain. It's an old ride,
And it's a good ride.
but it's a brilliant ride. Mad Hatter's Tea Party, I do enjoy it. I do try to fit it in whenever we go to Magic Kingdom. But as an attraction, Space Mountain, roller coaster in the dark, what's not to like? So yeah. Okay.
It's fun, you can't see much, but it's fun.
It is fun, yes. Okay, after Space Mountain won that last match, sticking with Tomorrowland, we have 2 rides in Tomorrowland against each other. We've got the Tomorrowland Speedway and Buzz Lightyear's Space Ranger Spin. It's a ride that's interactive in terms of you shoot your lasers, you try to score points, you try to outscore each other. Yeah, I do enjoy both of these rides, if I'm being honest. What about you? Yeah, okay. Is it easy to choose one? Are you finding this one difficult?
I'm finding this difficult to explain this one. Alright, so I like Tomorrowland Speedway. You might all go for Buzz Lightyear, or most of you.
Yeah. But you're choosing
But the
Speedway.
reason why I like it is because when you get bumped, it's fun, and you like to drive. It's a race as well. It's a race.
It is a race if all the lanes are open, but it's difficult because obviously if you get somebody that's doing a little bit of driving Miss Daisy in the car ahead, then you can't overtake anybody because you're stuck on a rail. So yeah, it is good fun, the Tomorrowland Speedway, and that ride's been there for as long as I can remember. Buzz Lightyear Space Ranger Spin, is also good fun. I do like both of these rides, but I don't know if I was hard pressed to choose one over the other. I'm not sure. I like the interactiveness with Buzz Lightyear. I would say Buzz Lightyear Space Ranger Spin is definitely one more for the kids. It definitely feels more Disney in terms of the fact that it is Toy Story, Disney Pixar film. But I remember seeing at the D23 Expo last year, there was rumours going around that there was going to be a new Tron coaster coming to the Magic Kingdom, which was confirmed. But a lot of people thought that it would be at the expense of the Tomorrowland Speedway, and that would go to make room for the Tron coaster. I was actually over the moon when I found out that that wasn't going to be the case, and the Tomorrowland Speedway would be staying. So it's one of those where I think I'd be sad if the Tomorrowland Speedway went. You know, maybe it's the nostalgia of that ride. Whereas if the Buzz Lightyear Space Ranger Spin went, I'd be disappointed, but I wouldn't be as sad. So for that reason alone, I think I'm going to agree with Ebony, and we'll put the Tomorrowland Speedway through to the next round. Okay, the final matchup of this opening round of the Disney World Attraction Bracket 2018, which was brought to us by Disney Dan and Theme Park Tube. Check them out at www.themeparktube.com. Is Stitch's Great Escape, again in Tomorrowland, versus Toy Story Midway Mania at Disney's Hollywood Studios. Stitch's Great Escape is not a ride, it is an attraction. Midway Mania is one of the newer rides within the last decade. Similar to the Buzz Lightyear Space Ranger Spin in that you get to fire a weapon, a toggle, and try and score as many points as you can, competing with people in the rear of the same car as you. For me, this is a no-brainer, but I'll pass this one over to Ebony first.
I'll have to say Toy Story
Midway Mania.
Yeah, Midway Mania.
You've not experienced Stitch's Great Escape yet either, have
No.
you? So yeah,
It's just a show, so.
Yeah, it's a weird attraction, Stitch's Great Escape. It's not even open all year round now. I think Disney have taken to keeping that attraction closed except for the really busy days. They'll open it up then to allow people to get on an attraction when all the queues are insane. But I mean, I remember when Stitch's Great Escape wasn't Stitch's Great Escape, it was Alien Encounter, and I think it was something before that as well. Alien Encounter was better than Stitch's Great Escape is, although I think some of the smaller kids found it a bit too scary. But yeah, Stitch's Great Escape, it's not that fun, and I think a lot of avid Disney fans just find it nothing more than an irritation and a wasted space within Tomorrowland. Toy Story Midway Mania, interactive ride, good fun, it's 3D, it's interactive where you fire in your weapon, it's competition with the other people on the ride. It's worth the long queue. I would certainly rate that over Stitch's Great Escape. So for the last matchup in this first round, Toy Story Midway Mania wins. And that concludes, as we can see in this image right now, the entire of the first round of the Disney World Attraction Bracket 2018. So in the next video we're going to bring on the next round, so it's the winners of all that first round will go head to head again, and there'll be 16 more matchups. We hope you appreciate our opinions, we hope you like our opinions. If you have a different opinion, please feel free to comment. We'd love to see your comments below.
And tell us which one's your favourite as well.
Yeah, exactly. Chip in with what your favourites are, what you think of the attractions we've discussed. Please like and subscribe. If you want to catch the first video that we did, then you can find it here. Ebony will be with me next time as well. If you've not checked out her channel, check out Ebony's little channel. And yeah, thanks for stopping by. Take care, guys. Bye bye. See you soon.